XRP already won after a 4-year fight and $150 million in legal bills. A federal judge ruled that XRP is not a security. That is the clarity this entire industry has been begging for, and XRP already has it in writing. So here is what should stop you right now. A CEO of Ripple, the man who won the fight, is still standing on stage warning that the danger is not over. He already has the certainty that everyone else wants, and he could take a victory lap, but instead he's sounding an alarm about something the crowd is completely ignoring. And what he's afraid of tells you more about the real game than the price charts will tell you. Now, I'm Camila Stevenson, and around here we talk wealth. Go ahead and like the video and subscribe if you have not already. And know that this is not financial advice. It is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research. Drop in the comments. Do you think that XRP's regulatory win is permanent, or do you think that it could ever be undone? Just want to know your thoughts about this, because I still get a lot of people who feel like it's not enough, right? So let me share with you what transpired. So Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's CEO, has been making a point that almost sounds like he's arguing against himself, right? So he admits Ripple is in a rare position. And after a long battle, Ripple won a court ruling that XRP is not a security, something almost no other crypto company has. So you would expect him to celebrate that and move on with that. But instead, he's pushing hard for a law called the Clarity Act, the bill that would set the rules for the whole digital asset industry, while openly admitting that Ripple does not strictly need it the way everyone else does. So why even fight for it? The answer is one of, I think, the sharpest lessons about how power works. So right now, the regulatory environment in the United States is friendly to digital assets. The current head of the SEC is very supportive, right? So he replaced a predecessor who was very hostile, who ran years of aggressive enforcement that made life brutal for his industry. The mood at the top flipped from hostile to supportive, and that feels like maybe the war is over. But Garlinghouse is pointing at what the celebration crowd is missing. A supportive regulator is not a law, it's a posture. It is the current person in the chair choosing to be friendly at the moment, right? And the people who sit in that chair change. So his point is very blunt. There will be another head of the agency after this friendly one, and nobody knows which side that future person lands on. If all you have is a friendly regulator instead of an actual law, then the day that person is replaced, the next one can reverse everything and drag the industry right back into the fight that is already won. So that's the whole insight. A favorable posture can be erased by the next person who walks into the office. A law cannot, at least not easily, because changing a law means fighting back through the entire legislation process. So Garlinghouse pushing for the clarity, even though Ripple already won, is not selfless by no means, and it is not a contradiction. He understands the difference between a temporary mood and a permanent rule. Today's friendly weather is not the same as a changed climate. And the only thing that locks the protection in is putting it into law where the next administration cannot simply wipe it away. I'd like to take a quick pause here. If you're serious about building a generational digital asset portfolio that brings you and your family financial freedom, and you like how I've been breaking down crypto, but you want more than just free content, the Wealth Architects Inner Circle is where I work directly with investors at a much higher level. And as of June 13th, I have officially opened enrollment for the first ever cohort of the Inner Circle. This is my private one-on-one program where I work with a small group of investors to build their complete wealth architecture, tax strategy, legal protection, passive income, estate planning, the entire system built specifically for you. The investors I work with go from owning heavily taxed, exposed assets to a written wealth plan they can actually execute. I only take 15 clients at a time because of the high level that I work with investors. And right now, spots are open, but once they fill, enrollment will close. So if you want to be one of the 15 investors I work with one-on-one for 90 days, click the first link in the description below to apply to join the Inner Circle.